Freaks, it's Monday, June 8th, 2026. Coming up on the program today, a porch pirate pilfers poop pampers. Plus, jizzing inside those fat flabs, a distorted view instructional series. And baking up some bread from an ancient mummy's yeast infection. All this was your voicemails today.
Okay, Target, you have a gay pride problem, and the Bible says pride goes before a fall. That has kind of happened to you. You've been losing lots of money, and God is happy that you are losing money because you oppose God. And because you oppose God, He opposes you. There's only two kingdoms, light and darkness. Target has chose to work for hell. Target has chose to allow anybody in the little girl's bathroom. That is perversion. That is wicked. It's not okay with God. And if people get molested in your store, you are accountable. Be rebuked. Repent. Turn to the God of the Bible. Stop supporting sodomy. If you're a Christian, shame on you for shopping at Target. Stories of Lucifer.
It's Distorted View Daily with Tim Henson.
Crystal meth loosens up your butthole.
I can eat pussy for days, says Tim.
I just want to say there's no shit in the anus right now.
It's called Distorted View Daily, and it will rape your mind.
Yes, everybody, Tim Henson back here with you to kick off a new week of shows. And by the way, happy Pride Month. We celebrate things a little bit different here on DP. Target has a gay pride problem. This story's of Lucifer. I love me some classic Angela Cummings. Speaking of which, we've never played this before, but Angela has actually attended some gay pride events. She was not exactly a welcome guest. She was hanging out with some other preachers, and she posted this video. I think you hear from Angela a little bit later on, like halfway through, but to start off with, she's with a group of other preachers who are just as loud as her. And also, for as annoying as Angela is, like traipsing through a Target, screaming about trannies in the bathroom, compared to these other preachers, she's a silent, demure wallflower. Take a listen to some of these nuts.
What are you proud of? You're proud that you're gay. Being gay is not normal. A man cannot have a baby. A woman cannot have a baby.
Okay, that woman is confined to one side of the street. The gays are on the other. A real rumble is brewing. Now, she's loud and her voice carries because of the megaphone. There are other quote-unquote preachers there that don't need the assistance of amplification.
You wanted to turn your back.
Your dad should have whooped that faggot right out of you. Your dad should have whooped that faggot right out of you. You sick faggot.
You will go to hell.
Disgusting.
It's interesting because when Angela is preaching on her own, she does try to frame the whole thing like, I'm doing this because I love you. I want to save you. I want you to go to heaven. These preachers take a different route. I don't think they're trying to save anyone here. They're just like, I want you to know you are a disgusting degenerate. You're a filthy faggot. It's just like, it's name calling, which, for these people, it's fun. I get it. I love using slurs, but it kind of goes against the actual, mission, of what you people are supposed to be trying to accomplish. I'm not sure why Angela's being so quiet here. She really should pipe up and be like, look, that's not a very loving way to witness to the gays. I don't like the way you're, she should say something, but I don't think she's really that offended. She's like, all right, finally, I can sit this one out for a while. I can rest. Actually, the only time you do hear Angela in this video is when she's agreeing with the street preacher who's screaming here.
Jesus, save me.
Yes.
Jesus, wash me with your blood.
Yes.
That's my gay people. It's your
don't need hope. I need cock. I need man ass. Lady, you don't know what I need, and most of all, you can't give me what I need. You ain't got it. She's all plain looking and plump with her big old glasses and dried out hair. She's like the religious version of Kathy. You know that comic book strip character? Just picture that, but holding a sign that says, God hates faggots. Even if she didn't have that sign and she wasn't screaming anything, the gays would clock her in a second. They'd be like, oh, she's with a church group. She does not look like she belongs here. Steer clear of that steer. Chunky ass, poor manicured hooves on her. I mean, if you squint, you might confuse her for a lesbian. That's why it's so important for grizzled old dykes to take the new fresh out of closet lesbos under their wings. You know, when you're just finally coming to terms with your sexuality, there's a lot you don't know. There's a lot you can get wrong. So when a baby dyke is like, ooh, I like that bookish, rotund look of her, an experienced lesbian could be like, no, honey. No. She's not one of us. Did you not catch that whiff of mildew? She's just a frumpy Christian. Walk right past that mess. It's ironic that so many of the women from like the Westboro Baptist Church and these hate preachers, they all have that lesbian look about them. It's almost like they're conflicted, hiding something. Someone should look into that. Anyway, happy Pride, freaks, if you're into that. If you're not, well, it's also National Caribbean American Heritage Month, Immigrant Heritage Month. Ooh, but if you don't like Pride, you're not going to like Immigrant Month. Men's Health Month. There we go. Also, it's National PTSD Awareness Month. I love that lines up with LGBTQ month as well. There's a lot of overlap there. A lot of gay people have PTSD. Also, National Safety Month. I mean, there's something for everyone. You know, if you are a construction worker or maybe you're a road crew guy or something, happy National Safety Month. If along with being a construction worker, you've got PTSD and you're gay, and an immigrant from the Caribbean, holy shit, I hope to God someone bakes you a big old cake this month. This is your time to be celebrated, my friend. All right, listen, I do have a bunch of great audio to share with you. Some lesser featured Utards have been stirring about. Happy to bring you some updates on these freaks. Andrew Ditch, who likes to act like a baby because he's very interested in poop. He has hit upon a genius idea of pretending to be autistic to have people change his dirty diapers. You remember that guy, right? Hard to forget. Well, he is still living at home. I thought for a while he was living in a facility, but I guess he's back home now and things still aren't great. So he's called the cops, I believe, on his parents.
Yes.
What do you need?
I don't know.
All right. This is what drives me crazy about Andrew Ditch. He calls the cops. He makes them come. And then the cop, who obviously has dealt with Andrew before, because he's like, what is it? What do you want? Andrew then is all like, I don't know. I have no idea. Why are you here?
Okay.
What are you here for?
Apparently you called in.
I didn't call.
Okay. Do you want us to leave then?
I didn't do anything wrong, did I?
I don't think so.
I think I'm in danger because I'm not safe being taken. I'm without hope.
We've talked about this before.
And
I've talked to you about this about...
What's your name?
We've talked about it a million times.
What's your name? Can I have your supervisor here so I can file an officer complaint? Because you're not criminal neglect is against the law.
It's not criminal neglect.
It is neglect.
It is not neglect.
You're banning my care. You're in
charge of your own care.
No, I'm not. I have a disability.
You don't have a disability.
I don't.
No, you don't. We already looked up all of your information.
Oh.
They are not dicking around with Andrew anymore.
Okay. Then you said I don't have a disability? Can I have your supervisor? What's your name?
You can have a supervisor, but we've went over this.
What's your name?
If you want more care, that's up to you.
What is your name? What is your name?
4 is my badge number. It's up to you to get your...
What is it?
If you want around-the-clock care, you have to qualify for that, and you have to...
I do qualify for that. You're saying I don't?
I don't know why you don't have it then.
You're saying I'm faking? I don't have a disability?
I'm going to have you fired so quick. How about this? You change my dirty diaper, and we'll call it even.
Get your supervisor.
I've already seen all the videos. You did this stuff in Ohio. You did it in New York.
Okay, then guess what? I'm moving out. I'm moving out, and you can't do anything about it because you can't cherry pick. You can't throw to me because you said I don't have anything wrong with me. Good. I'm moving out right now, and you can't do fucking shit.
If you want to walk in the snow, you're allowed.
You can't fucking do shit. You can't fucking do shit. If I get hurt, you can't do anything because you think I'm faking it.
The cops have just provoked Andrew Ditch into leaving his home. This is a guy who is afraid to cross the street. He called 911 because he was at an intersection. I don't know what to do. Like, no one believes you're going to get very far, Andy. You're going to walk to the mailbox and turn around. I think all of this stemmed from some missing diapers. That's what started this. He called the police station to report some missing diapers at his residence.
Right. Someone stole my medical supplies off.
When he says medical supplies, he's talking about diapers. I think his family took his diapers away.
Of the front porch at my house. And
was this a porch pirate situation? Like he had some adult diapers delivered to his house?
When you say medical supplies, what are they?
My adult diapers.
Knew it! Boy, did I call that one.
Okay. And when were they delivered?
Today.
I'm waiting for him to start screaming at the cops. Like, Andrew just has very little patience. He's like, are you going to come here and track down the thief or not, motherfucker?
Whoever delivered them, did they, take a picture of them being delivered?
Yep.
Or?
Yep.
So the cop takes down Andrew's information. He files this report, but that's pretty much it for the police, right? They're not actively going to investigate this as a crime right now. Because, there are shootings and burglaries and, real shit going down. Andrew doesn't understand that. He calls back in a tizzy.
Hi, I am putting myself in life danger because you guys refused me a public service.
I always thought this was all about his diaper fetish, but it's become very clear that he also has a victim fetish. He wants everyone to treat him, to baby him. That's why he's Baby Andy, I guess. And the second people treat him like an adult or don't give in to his fucking delusions, he screams discrimination.
You're discriminating against me because you're refusing me assistance. So I'm putting myself in danger to file a report.
We already got the report over the phone. Stop talking.
No, you're not going to tell me to stop talking. You're a racist, discriminatory.
Oh, it gets so much worse.
I hope I get hurt across the street trying to file a police report on you. Then what's going to happen if I get hit or hurt?
I don't think you want the real answer to that question. The cops, you are a known entity to the cops. You're an annoyance to them. So, if a car did happen to hit you and take you out, by and large, it's going to be a net win for the police officers. They're never going to have to deal with you again.
You chose to pick on me and bully me. You disgusting slobberous.
Okay.
And I'm coming for your job.
These police officers really pissed off Andrew this time. It takes a lot for him to get off his fat ass and actually do something. Andrew waddled to the police station. I'm sure shitting his pants along the way. That little reception area is going to be quite fragrant. Here he is complaining to police officers about police officers.
Your name? Officer Shrek.
Officer Shrek? Oh, that's got to be hard for you. Every irate person you pull over has just some very easy insults they can be throwing your way, especially because he's he's a big dude. He's built like Shrek. I bet you Officer Shrek faces more discrimination than Andrew Ditch.
I was pushed into a meltdown because a police officer discriminating against me and refused to help me. I'm mad.
Oh my God, Andy is using his own voice turned into AI to communicate with the cop in person. There's absolutely no reason for this. You heard Andy screaming at the cops both on the phone and in person. He's got full use of his vocabulary. This is just some more bullshit,
I am a person with a developmental disability.
Unproven.
I am not stupid when I know my rights. Police services obligations. Officers must take a report of crimes like that.
I love Andy's AI voice. It just sounds so sleepy and a little downsy. You know what I mean? I know my rights. I'm a disabled person. Don't throw us away. I'm not going to play anymore because there's no real resolution. Andy is just irritable and pulling all of his usual stunts, and the cops are not going to investigate a few missing diapers. You're just going to have to wallow in your filth or order some more. Speaking of wallowing in your filth, I've got a Rachel Gerster update. You may not remember that name, but she's the chick that was living in an apartment with dogs. Landlord discovered that dogs were there and they shouldn't be because, there were piles of turds out in the grass and stuff. So to get back at the landlord, she's just letting her dog shit in the house. And she's collecting all of the poop into big bags, which I guess she was planning on delivering to the landlord, which I'm sure will endear herself to him. I would not count on an extension of that lease. You might want to start looking for a new place to go. Today, I've got Rachel angry at a user who is calling her out on her bullshit.
When you're what do you call a retard? What's the politically correct name for a retard?
Well, the proper name for a retard would be Rachel Gerster.
You're not supposed to say retard. What are you supposed to say? Mentally challenged. So Candace is mentally challenged. So I get that, right? I fucking get it.
There might be a little compassion there. She understands that Candace is slow.
I don't accept it. I don't think that's an excuse for anything, but she's definitely fucking mentally challenged. Candace, if you're looking for me all day, like you were today, get yourself a rose toy. You won't be looking for me, I promise. Have you ever even had an orgasm before? Or do you just let men come in your mouth and your fucking fat flabs?
All right. I don't know where that came from. Things are taking a strange turn.
Because men are to make you...
Oh, by the way, Candace supposedly is someone that Rachel borrowed money from and never paid back. Candace either mentioned that in a comment or is looking for her cash, asked about it, and that is what is setting Rachel off, I guess.
Have you ever even had an orgasm before? Or do you just let men come in your mouth and your fucking fat flabs? Because men are to make you come. That's not your job, just to let you know as a woman. They want to see you come, not the other way around.
Okay, proof that Rachel knows very little about men. Rachel, honey, they want to come, believe me.
If that's what you were doing all day, and I know you were, because I've seen screenshots, Candace Blanchett checking all day. Where's Rachel? And same as fucking Michelle with the cancer kids.
Jesus Christ.
Michelle, I don't know your last name. 2 cancer twins.
Yeah.
They had cancer. You didn't learn to be nice. You learned to be a cunt even more.
Yeah. So now you're the chemo cunt.
You too. If you are
your kids deserve the cancer, and I hope it comes back.
Obsessively looking for me all day, how about go have an orgasm or two?
She's not arguing in a sane, rational way. Where she disagrees with Candace, right? Candace, I told you I'd pay you back in 2 months. It's only been 30 days. Calm the fuck down. Instead, she goes right to weird sexual insults. I bet you a man has never made you come. You need to fuck yourself with a sex toy. Good one, Rachel.
Because I'm telling you what, I would not be obsessing over other women right now. What I would be doing is playing with my rose toy until I fucking had the hardest orgasms ever. Okay. I wouldn't be fucking looking for me. Okay. I can't stomach you. The fact that you're looking for someone who can't fucking stomach you is pathetic.
Rachel stomached her just fine when she had her hand out for them dollar bills. I'm sure it was I need money for food. I can't pay rent this month. And Candace messaged, girl, I got you for 100 or whatever. Oh my God, thank you so much, girly pop. Here's my Cash App. All innocent and sweet. But just like Meredith Brooks, turns out she's a bitch.
Okay, if I know someone can't stomach me, I'm not going to their page. I'm not looking for them. I'm going to people who love me. Okay, and if there's no one that loves me, I'll stay alone. Okay, I'll stay alone.
Okay, all right, okay. I hate that. Let me tell you something, okay? If someone didn't want to talk to me, I wouldn't force it. Okay? Okay?
I'm not going to fucking look for Candace Blanchett, the 700-pounder.
Okay?
Okay. So sure. Are you going to survive the worldwide famine? You might. Unless Ivo says right there, you might have a fucking heart attack first, right? From eating yourself to literal death. You might do that. Okay.
Rachel, I can't see her whole body, but she has a round face.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how healthy you are.
If you're all day looking for me, you need to fucking be.
Oh my God, she just wants her money. I think she rehashes the whole thing in the second half of this video.
If you're having good orgasms, okay, you're not looking for me.
I guarantee you. Okay, that's the other thing. Like, I guarantee you this.
I promised you that.
I promise you.
I feel like Candace has never had an orgasm.
All right, yes, we get it. You're really throwing those stinging insults. She must never have had a good orgasm.
I mean, Carlos, he uses you for your fat flabs, right? He probably jizzes in those fat flabs every fucking day.
Rachel grosses herself out with that one.
Holy fuck, that's nauseating. It's gross.
All right, any last words, Rachel? You're slamming stuff around. Well, it certainly seems like Candace has gotten under your skin.
So much fucking bodily fluids on my bedding today. Had to bleach everything.
Well, now we're all nauseated. Thank you, Rachel. There's your Rachel update. Finally, before we get into the news today, look, I love the Native Americans. I don't have anything against them. I like their skin tones. Well, you know, I'm so pinkishly pale. Anyone with color, I'm like, ooh, exotic. Me likey. I also know that the Native Americans got a bum deal. This was their land, but, you know, shit happens. You gotta roll with the punches. Being hung up on this being your land, harassing people, it's not a productive use of your time, and most importantly, it's not going to change anything. There's not enough of you. There's like 300 million people in the United States. There's like 4 million Native Americans. It's a numbers game. You lost. Your people and our people tried to work things out. I think we gave you some casinos or land or something. I don't know. But we can't keep relitigating this shit. Very unproductive. So here is a Native American harassing people at a park, because I guess it's his land or something.
Just an American Indian enjoying his homeland. Well, these descendants of pilgrims and colonizers are enjoying my homelands. These guys, they benefit off my homeland more than my own people. They get to live their white privileged life, the best life that they can live on genocide land, my people's fucking blood. These guys are from a fucking different country. I'm not. I'm an American Indian.
By the way, the white people are not even paying any attention to him. They're like, ooh, look at the buildings. This is a nice river. Could not be less bothered.
I'm Scott Picani. Straight up facts. My homeland. Land back all day, every day. Land back, right, guys? Land back? Yeah. This should be my people's fucking homeland, right?
No, we
land back, right?
It's been paid for.
Oh, it's been paid for?
Why are you leaving it?
Because races like you still exist, bro, in my homeland, my country. People like me had to get scalped for you motherfuckers to be here in my homeland, my country.
You don't even know us.
Someone in the comments says he doesn't look dark enough to be a real Native American. My dude looks like he has at least 50% European genetics based on that near pasty white face. He's probably like 30 times darker than whatever shade I am. That's why I was like, ooh, looking good. But to this guy, you know, he looks pasty. He may want to do a 23andMe. You know, for as annoying as the Native American guy was here harassing the white people are stupid too. They could have just kept their mouth shut. The guy instead said, we paid for this land. We bought this fair and square. Remember? We gave your people some bales of hay and tomato seeds, you know, whatever awful, shitty, unfair deal we made with the Native Americans. They probably didn't even know what they were agreeing to. You know, we don't speak the same language. They're going to give up all their land for that. They probably thought they were just like handing over one of their women, selling their daughter into a like underage marriage or something. Here's some frogs and barley. In exchange, all we're asking for is the Midwest. That includes the rivers and lakes. Come on. We're giving you frogs. And don't forget the pox-ridden blankets. I'm going to keep you so warm. All right, and with that, let's get into the crazy, bizarre, twisted up, fucked up news right now. All right, it's the last few days. If you want to get in on an amazing sideshow deal, we got monthly and yearlies on sale. Just go to distortedview.com, sign up for a membership. Remember, every week we do exclusive shows just for paying freaks, typically 2 times a week. So tomorrow's episode, for instance, is going to be sideshow exclusive, and again on Thursday. It's never been easier to add a sideshow feed to your favorite podcast app. You literally just copy the feed that is presented to you in your little member dashboard and then paste it into whatever podcast app you use. For more information, check out distortedview.com. Remember, if you listen to DV through Spotify, you have to sign up inside of the Spotify app instead of going on our website. It's just how it works. You have to do everything through Spotify. Just search for Distorted View. You'll find a link to tap on to sign up. If you're big into the Apple ecosystem and you use Apple Podcast, you can sign up inside of Apple Podcasts as well instead of going through our website if you want to. You can sign up through the website or inside of the app. You're kind of given a choice there. Whatever you find easier. I'm all about options. I'm very accommodating. Other ways to support the show. We've got a Patreon account, patreon.com/distortedview. You can pledge as little as $1 over there. If you pledge at least $5, you get access to a special voicemail line where I will play your calls first. And yes, we've got some patrons checking in today. You can also sponsor an episode of DV, which is very fun. It's only $25. Just PayPal me $25 to show@distortedview.com. Make sure to also message me, email me, or whatever, and let me know how you want to sponsor the show. If you want me to talk about something, play an audio clip, dedicate the show to someone, whatever, just let me know. I think we have a sponsor coming up later this week. Excited about that. Make sure to get your request in right now. Okay, 3 very quick stories, then we'll get the hell out of here. First up, I don't know, this just seems like a really bad idea. Also, why the hell would anyone want to do this? Scientists studying the 5,300-year-old remains of an Iceman, so, a frozen mummy, basically. They've baked a loaf of sourdough bread using yeast recovered from the famous mummy, turning one of the world, this is the plot of so many fucking movies, right? Have we learned nothing from horror films? No! We want to make bread out of mummy yeast. That's not fuckwitted at all. Researchers at the York Research Institute for Mummy Studies. That does not sound like a real thing at all. Apparently it's in northern Italy. They said they successfully cultivated several cold-adapted yeast strands discovered on and inside the preserved remains of the mummy before using them to ferment sourdough dough. The team now hopes to determine whether the same microorganisms can be used to brew beer. Again, why? I don't know if I want to use yeast found on a dead person, especially if that person is mummified. The mummy has a name. It's like Otzi or something like that. He's a Copper Age man whose naturally mummified body was discovered in the Alps near the modern-day border between Italy and Austria back in 1991. He's been the subject of decades of scientific investigations, and so far, the mummy hasn't woken up and killed anyone. I think, though, he might get angry we're using his yeast. That's his yeast, and he wants it back. Studies of his remains have revealed details about prehistoric diets, disease. That's what I'm most worried about. Like reactivating some ancient disease that will turn us all into the living dead. Zombies. This is a zombie movie coming to life. Migration, tattooing practices, and one of history's oldest known homicide cases. Was poor Otzi killed? The latest research focused on the microorganisms preserved within the mummy and the environment surrounding it. Scientists reported that some cold-loving yeast specimens remain viable after thousands of years in glacial conditions and decades of storage in a refrigerated conservation chamber. We had a very, very good sourdough, the microbiologist Mohammed Saurin said. Researchers said the dough rose normally and behaved similarly to bread made with conventional baker's yeast. Well, except for the weird, eerie, haunting noises emitted from the dough as it was baking. I think it's saying get out. I don't know if he wants us to get out or the sourdough wants to get out of the oven. I think the bread wants butter. Early baking attempts were unsuccessful, but after roughly 3 months of testing, these people just won't stop. Take a hint, man. It's not meant to be. The team produced a loaf they described as surprisingly successful, primarily because it didn't come to life, attacking our entire team. We say that's a big win. The work was published in the journal Microbiome, and it was a real page-turner. It formed part of a broader effort to map the microbial ecosystem associated with the mummy. Look at these assholes trying to justify what they did. Just come clean. One of you idiots found some yeast on the mummy and was like, you know what we should do? Let's try to make some mummy bread. You dorks are playing with fire. All right, second story we have for you. A Georgia supermarket operating under the Piggly Wiggly banner faces nearly $200,000 in federal penalties after a meat department employee lost 4 fingers when a commercial meat grinder unexpectedly activated while being cleansed. If only it were his toes he lost, then I could make a really great Piggy/Piggy Wiggly joke, you know. How 4 little piggies went wee all the way into the meat grinder or something. I don't know. I could probably come up with something better, but there's no point because he didn't lose toes. Lots of stupid fingers. The incident occurred January 29th at a Piggly Wiggly store in Bowdoin, a small city west of Atlanta, according to the U.S. Department of Labor's Occupational Safety and Health Administration. We still have that? I'm surprised that hasn't been gutted. Investigators said an employee was cleaning a commercial meat grinder when a coworker accidentally stepped on the machine's foot control pedal. So it wasn't like the machine malfunctioned. I like how they're like, you know, in the story, it's like the meat grinder unexpectedly activated. No, it was working as intended. You step on the foot pedal, the meat grinder grinds. This isn't the meat grinder's fault. It's not even really the store's fault. It's a stupid coworker. Investigators said an employee was cleaning a commercial meat grinder when a coworker stepped on the machine's foot control pedal, causing the grinder to start and pull the worker's hand into the equipment. Do you think it came out looking like ground beef? I mean, you know, all meat is meat, right? The accident resulted in the amputation of 4 fingers. I would have been so tempted to at least weigh the ground fingers, right? Like, how much do ground fingers weigh? How many ounces of meat do we get out of that? Probably not a ton, but maybe enough to make a slider or two. Following an investigation, OSHA cited store operator RBG Foods for what it described as multiple workplace safety violations. How many people have they ground up? Is this not the first meat grinder incident? I would look hard into whoever the fuck owns RBG Foods. I think it's a front for cannibalism. The agency issued a willful citation, its most serious category. See, that doesn't sound very serious. Willful citation. Should have a more menacing name. A willful citation, it almost sounds like, you know, when like a company does a voluntary recall. It's like we're willfully accepting this citation. Even though, you know, it's the agency issuing it. It should be like, you have been issued a dire notice of unacceptable negligence and deplorable conditions. Or, you know, that sounds scarier. You know what I mean? You get something in the mail that says willful citation, and you're like, I'm not even going to read this. Just throw it right in the trash. Federal inspectors also cited the company for failing to establish a hazardous energy control program, commonly known as a lockout/tagout procedure, designed to prevent machinery from unexpectedly starting during maintenance or cleaning. OSHA said the store additionally failed to report the amputation within the agency's required 24-hour reporting window. The agency proposed penalties totaling about $200,000. RBG Foods has 15 business days from receiving the citations to comply. Final story we have for you today. Researchers in Brazil, oh God, what the fuck have they been monkeying around with? We took some strains of the Ebola virus and made a chili out of it. It was surprisingly good. Oh, why am I coughing up blood? Okay, researchers in Brazil have reported a striking but temporary improvement in an 80-year-old woman with advanced Alzheimer's disease after she received high doses of psilocybin-containing mushrooms. Basically hallucinogenics, you know, mushrooms that fuck you up real good. The case, published in the journal Frontiers in Neuroscience, describes a Japanese-American woman who had lived with Alzheimer's disease for about a decade and had experienced severe functional decline during the previous 5 years. Before the intervention, she spoke mostly in single syllables. She suffered from chronic urinary incontinence, required assistance with mobility and daily activities. Yeah. Growing old sure sounds appetizing, doesn't it? Can't wait for this to happen to me. And showed little spontaneous communication or emotional engagement. Researchers from the Sao Paulo-based Association Cruz de whatever reported that the woman received 5 grams of psilocybin containing mushrooms known as the Enigma strain. During the acute phase, she experienced agitation, heavy sweating, suspected hypothermia. Like, how is this an improvement? She was freaking out on mushrooms, man, in a prolonged sleep-like state. After about 19 hours, though, she began speaking spontaneously. And if you've ever listened to someone who has taken a bunch of mushrooms, I'm sure what she had to say was just fascinating. By the end of the whole thing, researchers just wanted her to shut the hell up. No, the planets are not all connected by rainbows. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, skating on numbers. That's all she's talking about. Some sort of divine ski slope? Go to bed, Nana. All right, about 19 hours later, she began speaking spontaneously about events from her life and engaged in extended conversation. Over the following days and weeks, family members and caregivers observed improvements that extended beyond speech. The woman regained urinary continence. She stopped pissing herself on mushrooms? Awesome. Improved her ability to walk, dressed herself independently, maintained eye contact, interacted socially, and displayed greater emotional responsiveness. Researchers said some of the gains persisted for weeks. A month later, though, she received a second supervised dose of 3 grams. According to reports, that session was associated with increased verbal expression, improved mobility. It all just was great. The authors caution that the findings do not demonstrate a reversal of Alzheimer's and cannot establish a causal relationship between psilocybin and the observed improvements. The report involved only a single patient. Well, come on. All sorts of people do mushrooms. Why is there so much red tape on this? It worked for one person. Let's expand the trial. These people are practically vegetables. There's very little downside here. If a couple die, great. You're releasing them from the prison they've been locked in for the past goddamn decade. And if it works and it makes them mobile and they stop pissing themselves and talking, even better. Come on. Medicine's got to get a whole lot more bold here. You got some, scary diseases out there. Let's take some big swings, God damn it. I want all this stuff cured before I start suffering. And I'm going to be someone who suffers from dementia. The case has fueled interest in whether some abilities lost in late-stage dementia may remain dormant. It certainly sounds like they're dormant, right? This woman was able to, dress herself and walk again and talk. It's in there. Those abilities are just, locked away. Let's just try some just straight-up LSD next. Let's just pump this bitch with all sorts of drugs and see what works, see what flies. Alzheimer's disease remains one of the leading causes of death among older Americans, with an estimated 7.4 million people aged 65 and older living with the condition. By the way, there are less Native Americans than there are old people with Alzheimer's. So, again, sorry, Native Americans. If you want, we can give you some magic mushrooms, too. Might ease your pain. All right, there you go. That, my friends, is your Distorted News for Monday. Let's do a couple real quick voicemails and get the hell out of here. Love to hear from you freaks. Many ways to contact the show at distortedview.com. I'm all over social media at DistortedView on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook.com/DistortedViewShow. Of course, you can always text us as well if you don't like to hear your voice. If you're a little shy, we've got a text line. It is 4, Harry Cunt. And Harry is not the name Harry. Still can't believe I have to clarify that one for you idiots. It's Hairy, as in, wow, she's got a hairy cunt. I had to part her hairy cunt just to find the hole. Hairy cunt. Can I get the country of origin, please? Yes. Hairy cunt. Latin, based on Hericus quant, meaning covered in burrs. Can you use hairy cunt in a sentence? Yes. The stupid listeners of the podcast Distorted View Daily didn't know how to spell hairy cunt. Okay, Harry Cunt. HARRYCUNT. Harry Cunt. No! You're just as dumb as those listeners. All right, I'm sorry. Let's check in with a few freaks on the voicemail line.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Maybe it's because I texted the poor Harry Cunt before you have that issue with it, or because I also texted the...
Maybe your text wasn't good and I just didn't read it.
Oh, God number.
That happens a lot.
But you haven't mentioned the... I'm going to say it wrong anyway. Doesn't fucking matter. Our dream AI thingy. Just look for an email from Leslie.
Okay.
I put it all in there.
I will.
That's all.
All right. I'll try to find a message from Leslie. Thank you. Something about AI.
Hey, boo. Back and come here. Long time first time. Hey, I just saw this movie, Citizen Ruth. And...
Oh, yeah. Citizen Ruth. We play a clip from Citizen Ruth.
I was not prepared for the number of sound clips that you, used in the show, from that movie over the years. There are so many things where it's all of a sudden, some line delivery was that's from the show. It's fucking shocking.
You found some DV connection out in the wild there.
You still like that movie, Tim, or do you just find it quotable?
Yeah, there's just some good quotes. I saw the movie, and I think I saw it maybe in the late 90s, early 2000s. It's about abortion, which is hilarious, but it is a comedy, right? It's about, oh God, it's been forever since I've seen the movie, but it's about a young girl, not super young, but a young girl who's getting an abortion, who wants to get an abortion. She gets pregnant. There are both sides, the anti-abortion crowd and the pro-choice crowd trying to get Ruth on their side. And it's funny because it ends up not being really about saving the baby. It's all about trying to get her to do what they want for their own gain.
I liked it a fair bit. I just liked everything about this director, I think. Laura Dern was fucking great. Love you, Tim. Love the show.
It's one of the few abortion comedies out there. It was a genre that didn't really catch on. I'm going to bring it back, though. All right. Thank you very much. Next caller.
Jimmy Boo, it's DJ C calling from the Tesla of Love. I'm a week behind, but I'm catching up. Everybody's talking about the dreams of failing school, and at one point you mentioned the kid that was about to have to redo high school in a news story.
Yes.
I was just calling because I had figured out a loophole back in high school. In sophomore year of high school, I didn't really like the Spanish teacher. And
let me guess, you accused him of raping you. Teacher got fired and you got an A. Win-win. That's the loophole.
I was no scholar to begin with. But the Spanish teacher was quite a bitch. Oh, Jesus.
Woman.
And I'm almost getting in an accident. Don't mind me.
What happened to that self-driving Tesla of yours? Are you hydroplaning?
Don't mind me. And she was quite a bitch, so I tried to get taken out of the class. And I went to the guidance counselor, and the guidance counselor made the mistake of telling me that you don't have to take 2 years of Spanish to graduate. You have to sit through 2 years of Spanish to graduate with a non-Regents diploma at the time. So I was like, oh, well, that's a fucking takeaway right there.
I guess the thinking is there's no state requirements that say you have to pass X amount of years of foreign language. It may be a requirement that you take the course, right, as part of your curriculum, but as long as you pass your other classes, as long as it doesn't affect your grade point average too much, you're okay?
I did basically next to nothing in that class. It was really crazy because I ended up with a final average of 15.
15%?
And I had a marking period, a quarter, where she gave me a 4, the dumb cunt, because she was a cunt.
Yeah, but you yourself just said you're not even trying. You're just taking the course. You don't care if you fail.
And then at the you forget about it because it was your sophomore year. We went for the final year. We were senior year, and everybody was getting their class rankings. And I didn't think nothing of it. I barely remembered it. I went to get my class ranking, and there were kids that had dropped out that were ahead of me in class ranking. I was like dead last because I had a 4 and a 15 in a marking period. No other kid had done that. Even kids that dropped.
That's almost impressive. You know what I mean? Like, you have to try to do that bad.
Hey, boo.
Oh.
Spiral Ham Fucker. Hey, Fine Line is Eminem's best song.
All right, some music recommendations from Spiral Hamfucker. Everyone check out Eminem.
Hey, Jimmy Boo, longtime listener here.
I was going to end the show with Spiral Hamfucker, but I'm like, that I can't end on that voicemail, so let's do another one.
2005 listener.
Hey!
Cal, I have a funny story for you. I just recently got divorced, but my ex-wife was a raging alcoholic.
You failed at marriage. That is hilarious.
That's really not the point.
Wait, hold on, I want to hear that again. What was it about? Say something bad about your wife?
My ex-wife was a raging alcoholic. That's
okay.
really not the point here, but I came home one day.
Did that have something to do with the divorce?
And I heard this just buzzing noise when I went upstairs. And this woman would just pass out randomly. But I got upstairs, and she had this just...
Oh, no! Like, that could have been such a great story. Like, what was buzzing? Was she, like, pleasuring herself with a vibrator? I think that's where the story was going, right? She left her vibrator on.
This woman would just...
Let me see if he calls back. No. Uh-oh. I think maybe he died in a car crash. Oh, my God. It's the guy DJC just hit with his Tesla. Small world. Freaks running into each other. Literally. All right. We're going to end it right there. I tried to end with a good voicemail. It's not happening today. Up your game, freaks. Try not to get into car accidents while calling. It's a real bummer. That is all the time we have on this edition of the show. I want you guys to email me, show@destroyedview.com. Destroyedview.com is our official website. Voicemail line for you, 206-666-4463. That's 206-660. Oh, God, oh, God.
How about go have an orgasm or two?
Spread the distortion. STD. Tell all your friends about the show. Don't forget to give us a 5-star rating, a thumbs up, or like wherever you can rate and review podcasts. I'll see you back tomorrow for the Tuesday show, if and only if you're Sideshow members. Otherwise, I'll be back on Wednesday. Until then, have a great day. Bye, everybody!
In the name of God, I want you to get off drugs right now! This is the devil. Do you hear me? You have got the devil inside you!
Please don't hit me.
You are full of sin and disease!
This has been another excellent podcast from the Scribe Media Group. Learn more at scribe.net.